there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my Metal Gear Rising Revengeance Difficulty video walkthrough. This is the second part to Coup d'etat, and we are killing the Riot Shield guys. So, for most of the enemies on this game, parries will do you just fine. And to parry, it's very simple. You wait for the last possible instant before the enemy hits you, and you press towards their direction and light attack. If done correctly, it will prompt you to do a retort, which against the weaker guys will kill them just from the hit. Against the tougher guys, if you have a full blade meter, you will be prompted to do the YB attack. And to make sure that you always get those prompts, make sure that the meter below your life is full or red, because it goes red when it's full once you have Ripper mode, which is an ability you get later on in the game, which is essentially Devil Trigger. And I personally don't use blade mode all that much in combat unless I'm dispatching people and I know I can get it back by doing the Zandatsu, so it's generally in a perpetual state of being full, so I can always capitalise on those counter hits, and that's what you want to do. You always want to make sure your blade meter is full, and if it isn't, you want to be cutting out people's electrolytes and filling it. This boss here is more fiddly than anything else, because the ninja run that you see me doing right now, it's a fun idea, but it's proof that there's a reason why Ezio didn't run as fast as Raiden does, because it's awkward and it proves to be a problem at times. So that right there, when you're in the air, what I like to do to this enemy, I like to slash a couple times with X, and as soon as I think I've hit it enough with X, I go into the Y combo, because you only get about 3 hits from the Y combo, but they're extremely damaging. And the boss itself is not too bad. When you're ninja running, the bullets won't give you any trouble. The missiles can be a little bit gay, but aside from that, you should be okay. This room here, saving that hostage, realised doing stealth, and I wasn't in the mood at this moment in time. There is a bunch of flying artillery guys. To get them down, you can either jump towards them or just jump and do the attack in midair. You'll do a drop kick that's similar to the one from Beautiful Joe, and it locks on to people, so it'll you know, full on Dragon Ball Z you into the sky, so you can take those guys out. If you're using the Sai, which is a fantastic weapon for, you know, getting distance, what it will do is it will literally propel you towards them as well. So once you're close to them, go into blade mode, cut them up, get the Zandatsu. Very simple enemy to beat. Very, you know, they're intimidating to look at, but they're not that intimidating to fight. Once that's done, I'm just gonna make sure there's nobody left. And what you always want to do when you're coming out of the animation from stealing the spine, if there are enemies around you, if they're at a certain distance, they're going to shoot you. So you always want to go immediately into a ninja run, just so that you can slice the bullets. Because not only will it save you from taking unnecessary damage, but it'll also cover the distance. One of the problems I have with this game is when you come out of a Zandatsu, the camera can not be brilliant at times, especially considering that the enemies will be in wherever they were when you went into the animation, and they will actively engage you immediately as you get control, and it results sometimes in a couple of unfair deaths where, you know, you came back to controlling Raiden and you were already immediately in the process of getting punched by an enemy that one-shots you. So you need to be aware that as soon as you come out of this animation, you may need to parry again, or you may need to evade, and sometimes it doesn't feel possible to do it, which is a shame. Like that right there, that guy heard me somehow, didn't attack. I went into blade mode to try and cut him, and you'll notice I didn't swing my sword when I was in blade mode. Don't ask me why, guys. I was pressing the button, Raiden was not moving, he did not respond. I don't know what it is, I don't know what happened, and I kept it in because I didn't understand it and I wanted to share that. But if you chop his hand off, which is not too bad to do, you'll get access for this doorway, which leads to a very challenging fight, just because there's those stupid douchebags with the longsword. There he is. Hate that guy so much. So my strategy here is to get rid of all the stragglers and then kill the heavy dude. Another good strategy here is to get the parry off the normal trooper and make it land on the heavy trooper guy, because then you'll get a free riposte on him and you'll get rid of him. But once you kill the first two guys, these double katana people are going to turn up. So slide attack, slice them to bits, and it should just be you and Mr. Chuckles here, who I absolutely hate this enemy. I'm not comfortable with fighting them at all. Literally my strategy is stun them with the pincer and then combo them until I can get the Zandatsu. I'm looking forward to studying them so I can figure out exactly how to counter them, because it does happen sometimes and other times it doesn't. It seems very weird. But as you can see, the pincer really saves the day on those kind of enemies. But I'm not the biggest fan of using the sub-weapons and the unique weapons all the time. I like putting them on for situations because I think they're very situational. But for the most, this katana I'm using, the one that you get from Jetstream Sam, I can't even tell you how powerful this weapon is. It's absolutely insane. And before you take on this difficulty, I would guarantee most people would have the most success by going through the game a couple of times, you know, to get familiar, A, with the game, B, to get your stuff upgraded, find all the life endurance up items so that you can get a 200% worth of life. It's not completely necessary to do that beforehand, because in all honesty guys, a lot of the tougher fights on this game, you're going to get one shot anyway, regardless of how much life you've got. So, you know, don't get yourself into a situation where you think if you had more life it would be easier, because it just isn't true for a lot of it. There's a room coming up later on where you take on a bunch of mastiffs, which are the silverback enemies. There's about 4 of them, and they do this jump attack, which I very rarely say that Platinum put a cheap attack in a game, because everything seems to be generally balanced. It can be countered. This attack can be countered, but it's just bullshit, and it's a method of closing distance to your character so that you can never truly outrun them. And a lot of enemies have them. The geckos have it as well. It's a jump ability that literally teleports them to where you are. But the mastiffs, it's just ridiculous how they do it. They'll jump onto a wall and then they will track onto you regardless of how fast you are and land on you. And it's a one shot. It can be parried, but a lot of the times the camera doesn't keep up with the entire event, so you don't know where the fuck they're coming from, and it just comes out of nowhere. You've literally got to know the timing. It's obnoxious to say the least, and it's one of those moves that really frustrates me. And for a lot of the main fights where you take on a group of enemies and then a group of mastiffs and there's no checkpoint, you're going to see me put the Nanopaste on just in case, because my path through this game is simple. I've tried to do everything in it to the best of my ability without relying on Ripper mode and without relying on Nanopaste, so that if anybody gets in a situation where they don't have those 2 abilities, or they don't have access to them the same way I do, the strategy in this video isn't completely reliant on them. The only problem is, there's a couple of fights where you've literally got to be amazing at this game and very practiced and quite a lot of luck, or you just kind of die. So if you see me put the Nanopaste on, it means I died a handful of times and I just could not get the run to go my way. And if you see me use Ripper mode, it means that the room was giving me trouble, so I decided to use the fuck you button and, you know, smash them. But these enemies here, the things that, what was it, Phantom Octopus, Liquid Octopus, I can't remember the name of it. The Psycho Mantis wannabe in Metal Gear Solid 4, she spawned these retard things, I think, or something of that nature. I don't like them at all. They're funny. They remind me of the unknown Pokemons, just metallic and more handy. But I literally call them handy wankers, because that's what they are. They're the enemy that forever, for some reason, no idea who decided to put it in the game, they come with the first Wind of Destruction, which is the first character-driven boss. They make it an absolute nuisance. Every time they show up, they're a nuisance, and they're not difficult to kill. They're very easy to kill, but they come in numbers, and they can grab you. And that introduces me to another design choice I absolutely hate, and that is the destroy your analog to get things off you. Destroy your analog to recover from stun. And my analogs are already damaged, and there's no fucking wonder why, when we're doing this all the time. I'm not a fan at all. I don't know why they want you to do this. Resident Evil's the same. Resident Evil 4 did this. I don't like smashing my analog to get things to recover. I think it's bad. I think it's cheap, and I think it's lazy. I don't like tapping any button to recover. I would rather just be stunned and let the game deal with it, you know, and then teach myself not to get in that predicament than smash the analog. I don't like it. But luckily enough, it doesn't happen that often, but when it does, you're probably dead on Revengeance mode, because you can't recover in time, and it's just completely pointless. It's the same with the grabs. There are a bunch of enemies on this game that will actively grab you and smash your analog to get out of the grab, and if you're fast enough, you can get out very quickly. But once again, I have no wish to destroy my analogs to get out of a grab. I'd rather die and then learn from it, which is what I do a lot. So if there is a Revengeance 2, please take that shit out, guys. Nobody likes doing that. These pads cost 20, 30 quid to buy. Their analogs are fragile as it is. I don't want to be smashing them. And like, even when you circle them, you don't get out nowhere near as fast as when you put your other hand on it and start wanking it. But it's still unnecessary and I don't like it. But this room here is kind of awkward for a couple of reasons. The main reason is the turrets. If the turrets see you, they will shoot at you. The lasers, if you trip any of the lasers, it'll spawn extra guys in this room. You'll notice when I went up these stairs that I'm on right now and I smashed that camera to my left, it gave me a checkpoint. If these guys on this platform see you, it doesn't spawn the extra dudes. So for anybody who's wondering why I'm acting like a massive bitch on this moment, it's because if you get tripped by the lasers, it spawns 2 of the sword armoured guys, and they were really beating me up because I don't like them. And I didn't want to fight them. Even though, you know, all the sub-weapons are great at stunning them, the Y moves are great at stunning them. It's just I didn't want the hassle, so instead I'm going about this a little bit more, you know, stealthy, even though I just fired a rocket at a camera, which is not exactly all that stealthy. But I'm dwindling them down, or dwindling as I meant to say. That guy saw me, not entirely sure how, so this is when it just goes to hell. I get rid of him, slide attack, and Zandatsu. And I think there's one guy to my left with a rocket launcher. We can't quite see. Oh, here he is. Here's the big fella. You'll notice I immediately go for that. Go for the pincer. As soon as he gets close, jump attack, puts him on his ass. You can immediately follow it up with another hit from it. There you go, which will bounce him. And when you do the jump attack, and after you've landed, if you keep tapping normal slash, if you keep tapping X, Raiden will cancel out of a lot of the recovery by doing a slash. And it's the same with the standard attack. If you only want to do one slash and then get out of there, tap X until you do the standard katana attack, and it will stop you from doing the whole recover, stand up, wait a second and then swing again bullshit. And it's the best thing you can do to get out of dodge when shit's not going your way. But when you carry on up here, you're going to be taking on the first of the Wings of Destruction, which is Mistral. And this is as far as I got on my new game, Revengeance mode. I got to the second phase of this boss because it was absolutely ridiculous. And luckily enough, when you come back with upgrades, this boss is actually quite easy. So I'll see you in that video. Thank you for watching, and you take care now.